So can you tell me that how this 73rd and 74th Amendment Act brought change in the governance in your state?
On which component of car the tax is imposed, like it is sedan or small, so that way, on which component?
There is a discussion with respect to Hindi, where some of the states, they are apprehensive about the use of Hindi in schools.
Maharashtra is not able to produce that much of solar energy. It has huge potential of wind energy, though it is doing good in wind energy, but not in solar.
May I come in, sir?
Please come.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
So we can call you Narendra.
Karan, sir.
Karan. Okay, very good. So, okay, so name is important, no?
Yes.
So, Karan is Karan, no? Or Karan is something else?
Sir, my name is Karan, not Karna. And its meaning is helper or companion.
Companion?
Haan.
Oh, acha, okay. That's very nice. Okay. Right. And so, how companionship will make you Narendra?
Sir, Narendra, like Vivekanand.
Or Narendra means anybody who is an excellent human being. No? So,
Thank you, sir. Companionship is the basis of human existence, sir. And through team building and cooperation, we can not only help others, but can also gain from others. And by that way, we can improve our personality and become better version of ourselves.
now tell me, where we value so much of human values, I don't see cooperation succeeding in India. Do you agree with this? In last 75 years, we launched cooperative movement and lot of good value teaching was there. But I have not seen other than few pockets where cooperatives have succeeded.
Sir, we have seen the success of cooperative, like in Maharashtra and Maharashtra, Gujarat like states, and in Karnataka. The cooperative movement is largely successful, particularly in the areas of Western Maharashtra.
But Maharashtra is also the largest suicide place of farmers. So somewhere there is something wrong in that cooperative spirit.
Yes, sir, there are some deficiencies that need to be overcome. But till now it is a growing movement. It is creating grassroots level development. But still it needs to improve in terms of its widening its reach and in terms of going for a new phase of expansion, in terms of market expansion and capacity building.
Suppose in the rural area, you have joined as, say, new civil servant, okay? And you are told to organize people for new ventures, new activity, new agriculture, all those kind of things. You will create self-help groups or you will create cooperatives?
Sir, it depends on the composition of the district, what type of demography it has, percentage of female in that demography. And
Why female is important? You say that SHGs are only for female.
But largely, sir, SHG is considered as the movement to empower women. And though there are
you sure?
Though there are male participation, but 90% of SHGs in India are female-led and all female SHGs.
What is the origin of, generally the experiments about SHG in India? Any idea?
Sir, the movement in India was inspired from the Gramin Bank model of Bangladesh, which was started in Bangladesh by Muhammad Yunus. And in India, it was a Seva in 1970s. Later on, with the initiatives of NABARD and Reserve Bank of India, the movement got expanded with the bank linkage program.
So that is true. So if livelihood was there, livelihood to basically was with the male also. Yes. There is. I mean, the point is that there might be encouragement to women, but basically this was not restricted to male only. So I was asking that question.
Sir,
You will prefer SHGs or you will prefer this?
Sir, largely in agriculture sector, agriculture based.
How many people can form SHGs minimum?
10 or more people, sir.
10 or more people. Okay. And what is the difference between a cooperative society and a SHG group?
Cooperative societies are largely based on the cooperative principle, and SHGs are
Very good. So, and SHGs?
SHGs are based on the collective thrift and savings by coming together for economic cooperation.
Micro savings, and
Microfinance.
micro credit and microfinancing kind of thing. Okay, okay, right. Now you talked about cooperative principle. What are the cooperative principles? Principles of cooperation.
Sir, sorry, sir, I am not aware.
You are not aware. There are 7 principles of cooperation. In there is recent kind of enthusiasm about cooperatives.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, there is new creation of new Ministry of Cooperation at the
Okay,
center.
okay, that's very nice. So, importance of Satara for historically.
Sir, Satara has a historical importance in terms of it was capital of the Maratha Kingdom from the 1980s, and it also has a significance in terms of its historical forts and due to the Western Ghats and its ranges.
Okay, and why there is more malnutrition in Gadchiroli area?
Sir, Gadchiroli area is largely Naxal affected area, and there is a largely tribal population, and for them their food intake and food basket is limited and not so very diversified like other.
But don't you think tribals have larger food basket because they are amidst the forest? So they can take natural food, natural fruit, etc., etc.
So they can take, but in today's society, we also need some additional inputs from other resources.
Okay.
And they may not have. Sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Karan, just continuing the cooperative societies, why in northern India it has not been as successful as it is in the western and certain part of southern India?
So largely cooperative originated in the states of Maharashtra and Gujarat, and it was the proactive policy support by the government which promoted the.
No, I'm asking northern India. Why didn't succeed in northern India compared to west?
Sir, in particularly in Maharashtra, there is decentralized model of cooperative development, cooperative societies, which allows localized innovations and localized solutions for the cooperatives. And northern India, I'm not aware of the movement in northern India that much.
Can you think that is it caste a reason that caste was a hurdle in the success of cooperative movement, as many critics says?
Caste can be one of such reason because it creates social barriers to cooperate, but it may not be the sole reason for non-success.
Good. Now you had studied in Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. So it is a very unique school, different from many others. In what ways it is unique?
Sir, it intended to provide quality education to talented students from the rural background through the way of residential schooling system, and it along with the quality education, it intended to provide cultural aspects and also value-based education to
So
students.
there is one more very unique thing about Jawahar Navodaya, particularly in the class 9th. What is that?
Yes, sir. There is policy of migration to further the national integration.
So where had you been gone?
Sir, I was not selected for the migration. My friends was selected.
So you missed that great opportunity, right? Okay, good. So you studied public administration. So can you tell me that how this 73rd and 74th Amendment Act brought change in the governance in your state?
Sir, after 73rd and 74th Amendment, the PRIs in Maharashtra have strengthened a lot because as per the devolution index by Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Maharashtra is one of the leading state in devolution of powers, and also the municipalities in Maharashtra, particularly in the areas of Mumbai and Pune, are self-sufficient and self-empowered to carry out their developments. And also, sir, through PRIs, there is also social revolutionary movements in Maharashtra, like particularly in areas of Pune and around areas.
So has it helped in women empowerment also?
Yes, sir. Because though the share of women in the PRIs in terms of membership is more than 50% in some part of the country, and though the limit was 33%, most of the states have gone for the 50% reservation for the women in PRIs.
Okay, moving to another area. Why in Vidarbha we heard so much peasants committing suicide for very long time?
Sir, it is unfortunate that farmers are committing suicide. There are multiple reasons, like there is debt-ridden farmers due to they take loans from the institutions, but due to crop failures or some, they fail to repay.
Why we don't hear now in the last 2 years the same kind of suicide from the region? If there is any reason?
So there are some positive reasons, like government also promoting the Jal Yukt Shivar Yojana to support farmers
Or
through
is it
irrigation.
to do with some data manipulation, that the farmer suicide is no longer counted as a separate box of farmer suicide and it is categorized as suicide simple?
Sir, there was issue regarding the NCRB data.
Are you aware about it
Yes,
or
sir.
not?
So there was issue.
So what do you think? Is it a good idea that instead of segregating the farmer suicide related to farm distress, we are categorizing them as simply suicide among many reasons? So is it not hiding a truth and not addressing the real problem?
Sir, there can be reasons for the combining all suicides together, but I think, sir, there should be micro data if we have to make better policies on the farmer suicide and for better policy outcomes.
Thank you.
Okay, Karan, you are a mechanical engineer
Yes.
and had public administration. So what are the commonalities or the connection between these two, academically or otherwise?
Sir, public administration and mechanical engineering has some overlapping in terms of the theories, like Taylor's scientific principles and Simon decision-making theory.
CPM,
And
PERT.
CPM, also CPM in terms of techniques of administrative implement, like CPM and PERT, and the operation research part of public administration
OR, yes.
is also related with the management and public administration.
Any mechanical engineer who became the scholar for public administration? Minno bro and before that?
Sir, it was F.W. Taylor.
Taylor. He was mechanical engineer.
Yes, sir. Taylor.
Okay, no problem. Carry on.
Sir, he heralded the scientific movement through his techniques and through standardization in the 1920s.
So what is the Tharblick meaning in his jargons terms that he dropped? So time study and you can recall. So what did he do in that domain?
Sir, I am not aware of the term.
Okay, any scholar in public administration who was belonging to the next level scholars but she was chronologically belonging to the classist. That word she I have used, so I have made it easier for you.
Yes, sir. Sir, she was MP Follett, who was considered the prophet of administration by I have not recalled the name.
Okay, and what was her main contribution for public administration apart from whatever she has given to public administration?
Sir, for the first time she focused on the organization as social system, and she focused on the situational aspect of organization and considered organization from the policy perspective, that people in organization should cooperate to overcome challenges, and through cooperation and collaboration they can overcome any situation.
Okay, any scholar in public administration who got Nobel Prize also?
Sir, it was Simon. He got
Herbert A.
Nobel Prize.
Simon.
Yes.
For which term he got the Nobel Prize?
Sir, for the term of bounded rationality.
Bounded rationality.
Administrative means. I'm not
Satisficing term.
Satis-
So satisficing term is meaning what?
Sir, satisfying in is we are sufficiently sufficient. We are satisfying plus. I'm not able to recall exactly, but
So satisficing means satisfaction
in
plus
a-
sufficing or sufficing. Suffice. Sufficient.
sir, in a given situation with limited known variables, how we are taking decision to so as to make our decision sufficient for the particular situation.
Okay. Now Regasian FW Rig, you might have heard. Rig.
Yes, sir.
So what was his thought for the administration?
Sir, he gave the comparative administration, comparative perspective in administration.
He did not give. CPA was perhaps was given by Woodrow Wilson himself when he has the cross-cultural analysis and for the administration also.
He one of the proponent of the CPA, and he gave the theory of integration and differentiation, and the most importantly the prismatic society characteristics he gave, which became the basis for the comparison in developing countries.
My last question, and entirely different one. Since you are a mechanical engineer and you have read public administration applied part, on which component of car the tax is imposed? Like it is sedan or small, so that way. On which component? On complete car, not on the parts, but on complete car.
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of it.
Okay.
Karan, how are you?
Fine, sir.
So you have a hobby of hiking.
Yes, sir.
What is hiking and how it is different from traveling?
Sir, hiking is walking long distances in the natural settings, like on hills, in forest areas, and traveling is generally we can go by air or by bus or any such other means.
Then how it is different from walking? Why we do not say that we have a hobby of walking?
So, walking maybe in parks or in another settings. Hiking is generally considered in forest areas or natural settings or in at elevated settings like mountains or hilly areas.
And hitchhiking and hiking is same?
Sir, I'm not sure. I know that.
Okay. Another hobby you have is journaling.
Yes, sir.
What is journaling? Writing journals.
It is, sir, about writing down our life experiences and what we done good things in life, or our memories in some sort of writing.
Okay. So it is like a diary writing.
Yes, sir.
So what was your experience of yesterday while you were journaling? I'm not asking because it is very personal. I'm asking while you were journaling in your diary, you had a happy emotion or you had a tensed emotion?
Sir, I had happy emotions yesterday because I gave some mock interviews and that I performed well. That I had happy emotions, and always I tried to have happy emotions while writing in the night.
Right. So you write in which language?
Sir, English.
In English you write. There is a discussion with respect to Hindi, where some of the states, they are apprehensive about the use of Hindi in schools.
Yes.
Right. So what is your view?
Sir, there are appreciations by some southern states like Tamil Nadu that they are wary of using Hindi as their language. But I think, sir, India is a multilingual country and diverse country, and though Hindi is a official language of India, there should be policy of accommodation to accommodate our language of our different languages from different states of the people, and there should be multilingualism should be promoted. Sorry, sir.
So which article of the Constitution makes Hindi as the official language?
Sir, I don't know exactly the article. It is, I don't know, sir, exactly.
So your optional is public administration, and we had a discussion about cooperatives. So there are certain provisions in the constitution with respect to cooperatives. Can you mention some of them?
Sir, the provisions regarding the cooperatives were brought to the 97 Amendment Act. It was added the Article 19C of the word cooperative was added in the Article 19C of the Constitution, and also in DPSP's Article 43B, there is provisions about cooperatives, and also Part 9B, there is provisions about cooperatives.
Now, how many of these are valid as of today?
So recently, Supreme Court has truncated some of the provisions which transgress the federal structure of India, and the largely the provisions which are provisions in the amendments are valid for the multi-state cooperative societies as such.
Right. So, as you mentioned, Article 19.
Yes.
Right. So, can you tell me the fundamental rights which are available only for the citizens?
Sir, it is Article 15, 16, 19 and 29 and 30. They are available to the citizens of India
Only to
only.
the citizens. So, fundamental rights are in the Part 3 of the Constitution.
Yes.
Now, what is the meaning of the word fundamental in these fundamental rights?
Sir, there are two to three meanings. First meaning is they are fundamental because it is they are written in the fundamental document of the land, that is Constitution. And secondly, sir, they are fundamental because they are essential to the very existence of the human being. That's
Right. So, fundamental rights, most of the times they are in news.
yes.
Right. So recently, fundamental rights were also in news. So, can you tell me the limitation with respect to the right to freedom of religion that is given in the Constitution, the reasonable restriction? Are you aware of this?
Yes, sir. There are, sir, reasonable restriction in terms of public order, public health and morality on the articles of 25 of the Constitution.
Now, if Article 25,
Yes.
right to freedom of religion, if it is violating right to equality,
Yes.
so which will be giving the priority, right to equality or right to freedom of religion under 25?
Sir, Supreme Court has, through its various verdicts, have tried to scrutinize this aspect, and in most of the verdicts, it has given preference more to the right to equality, like in Sabrimala verdict. Yes.
Last question.
Yes.
Just last question. Can you tell me in brief doctrine of essentiality?
Sir, it is a judicial doctrine which scrutinizes which practices are integral to the religion and fundamentally exist to the religion, and that practices are protected under the Constitution provisions of the Article 25 of the Constitution.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, Karan.
Yes.
Karan, you come from Maharashtra.
Yes.
Jeevan Jhala?
झालं.
Okay. So, have you heard about State Energy and Climate Index and why Maharashtra is not able to do well into this? In spite of lying near the Tropic of Cancer, Maharashtra is not able to produce that much of solar energy. It has huge potential of wind energy, though it is doing good in wind energy, but not in solar energy.
Sir, largely Maharashtra is a power surplus state, but sir, there is a established capacity in terms of coal and other such facilities which produce electricity, and to have transition towards solar and wind, Maharashtra still is in a transition phase, and to shift from the established coal-based power plants to solar-based, it will take time, sir. That's why Maharashtra is lagging in solar particularly. Still, there are policies to improve solar, sir.
Okay. Have you heard about Kusum scheme?
Yes, sir.
How Maharashtra is doing?
Sir, I don't know exactly the position of Kusum, the working of Kusum scheme in Maharashtra.
Okay.
But
Fine. Okay. You go for hiking?
yes,
Which all the places you have gone for?
sir, largely I have done hiking in the western parts, western Ghats, like in forts of Maharashtra, like in my district there is fort of Pratapgarh,
Okay.
and also some hilly areas of western Ghats.
Okay. So what is the difference when you go for the hiking in Himalayas and in the Western Ghat. What are the different arrangement you are going to make?
Sir, I have done hiking in Himalayas only once, that is to Kedarnath. And in Western Ghat, hiking is relatively easy, and there is not much of a safety concern as such. But in Himalayas, we have to take care of our safety concern, like in terms of stick and other first aid box and other our shoes. Right from that, we have to take more safety concerns in Himalayas. And in terms of facilities, in Himalayas there are more facilities and more services for the hikers compared to the Western Ghats.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Karan. Tell me Maharashtra's rank in SDG.
So I don't know exactly the rank of Maharashtra, but its score is 61 out of 100 in the STG rank.
Okay. And this recent 2+2 dialogue,
Yes, sir.
any idea on that?
Yes, sir. The recent 2+2 dialogue between India and US was held at Washington, and the outcome of this dialogue was that the India and US are furthering their cooperation in the new areas like space, and also they discuss on the issues of Ukraine crisis and how can India and US cooperate.
About from the statements made,
Yes.
what do you make? Everything is hunky-dory, or things are under stress but not broken? Relationship between India and US?
Sir, there are some issues of divergence in terms of how India stand on the Ukraine, but largely it reflected the positive and constructive approach by the both sides, that they are willing to cooperate and resolve their issues bilaterally.
Okay, I think we'll close your interview.
Thank you,
We'll
sir.
call you for feedback.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. May I come in, sir?
Yeah, please. Yeah, please take your seat, Karan. Your interview is on 21st April.
Yes, sir.
What is the date important for?
Sir, it is CV Service Day.
Civil Service Day. So please get ready on a lot of questions, relevance of civil service, lateral entry, all those kind of things, right? You'll be ready on that. Themes in the past. What would be the theme? Okay, this year. Yeah, get ready on that. You see, on the question of cooperative, initially you got stuck. Okay, so whenever you get a difficult question where either you don't have full understanding, it's better to admit upfront, so I don't have much idea, or I wouldn't. Okay, and then get away so that next question is given to you, right? So provide that opportunity. Otherwise, sometimes you will get stuck either in argumentative mode or in that kind of situation. Okay, so it's better to get away or scuttle that rather than that. Okay. Dusra, you have intonational kind of local intonation in your English speaking. So sometimes you speak very fast, or like words are jumbled. Okay. So I would say from today onwards, you should speak newspaper, like newspaper reading in the news reading in All India Radio loudly. Okay, just practice and try to then close that and then speak any answer, record it, try to do it. You don't have much time, right? So if you can improve that, that would be better. Okay, because very often some words get jumbled or mumbled. It gives mumbled impression rather than jumbled. Okay, right. This is second. Thirdly, you should brush up on Maharashtra. Okay, regional dimensions of Maharashtra. Okay, social indicator. Now, in the reply of Garchoroli, you said LWE. Yes, it is obvious, but it was tribal area. It used to be tribal area, and that's why malnutrition is endemic. Now, why is it that this is another important aspect, that in tribal area there is plenty of diversity of food, and yet tribals are food scarce. So there is something about food habits. Somewhere they are stuck in the cereal-based and liquor and cereal-based food rather than diversified basket. Okay, so this is something where you need to look at. And then my hidden hunger, micronutrient, these things would come in question. So you should be ready on that. Rest, you are fine candidate. You're very promising. Okay, and keep it up. I would say do well. Right. Brush up certain some contemporary issues. You have rightly mentioned many of the Supreme Court rulings. Okay, so recently also a lot of contentious issue has come about various issues. So court rulings are court rulings, that and law. So basically article of constitution and the rulings gives the answer, the finality, right?
Yes.
Personal opinion can be asked, but where there is already a ruling or law, established law, it's better to refrain from giving any verdict of your own. Okay, right? So keep it up.
Thank you.
Okay, all the best to you.
Any
question?
While you were entering, so this was the hand position. Could it be?
So I generally keep like this.
But while walking. So, but it could be. You can just.
Keep it, even this posture, it's better to keep just straight like this rather than because
So
because
I have a
these
habit of
things-
moving my hand. That's why I keep.
I know you have that. I also have that. Okay, but okay, be natural.
Yes.
Right. Okay. All the best to you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right. And Karan, etc. Be ready.
Yes.
Okay. Narendra also.